Subhanahu wa ta'ala does not finish his ayah, he does not finish his verse or his teachings here. He goes on forth describing who else can help us. So for those people who are slightly confused, is Allah the only person we can seek guidance from? A clear-cut hadith, verse of the Quran clarifying this issue. إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهِ, Allah is your helper. وَرَسُولُهُ, and so is his mahbub sallallahu alayhi wasallam. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ, and not only is the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam your helper, but those who believe and those who perfectly establish salah, وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ, and to give charitable alms and donations in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are also there to help you. Now, the concept of being muridi, shaykh and murid, shaykh and salik, is a concept that started many billions of years ago. And the reason why I said billions was because I thought this is the biggest number that I know of. This started when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Kuntu kanzam makhfiya, I was this hidden treasure. فَأَحْبَبْتُ, and I fell in love. فَأَحْبَبْتُ, I fell in love. And وَرَفَى, that people or somebody recognized me. And I fell in love with this concept. And I decided to do something about this. I was alone. There was no one to do my ibadah, no one to praise and glorify me. فَأَحْبَبْتُ, and I fell in love with this concept. And عُرِفَ, that I be praised and somebody recognizes me. فَخَلَقْتُ مُحَمَّدٍ, so I created a friend. So I created my mahbub, my habib. So this concept of being muridi and this concept of friendships has started many years ago. And this is why the ulama and the ulama haq and the sufiya and the awliya, they explain to us day in and day after through their literature, through their books, that the most important thing before you can perfect your salah, before you can give charity without thinking twice about it, you must attain the friendship. You must attain the guidance of a shaykh. Now you may ask, are there stories? And you've heard many stories of this before. And because Hazrat Mufti Allama Abu Bakr Siddiq Damat Barakat Mulqudsiya mentioned the name Junaid Baghdadi, I felt it important to share another waqia, another nasiyah of his. One day he was on the river bank and a man wanted to cross the rivers. And Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi, now realize who Junaid Baghdadi is. This is a mehfil for Sayyid Abbas Ali Shah Sahib, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, who is from the Qadriya silsila. And if we go back from the chain of Hazrat Sakhi Pir Sayyid Abbas Ali Shah Sahib, rahmatullah alayhi, we will find Ghaus al-Zaman, Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani Pirane Pir, radiyallahu ta'ala an. And if we travel further on, and we keep saying Pirane Pir, Shaykh al-Mashayikh, Pirane Pir, we reach Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi, radiyallahu ta'ala an. This was the soul of Qadriyat. And he says, I was on a riverbank one day and a man approached me and he said, my boat has a hole in it and I cannot cross today. And Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, no problem. I am no carpenter or someone who can fix your boat, but I have a better idea. Take hold of my hand and we will travel in your boat across this stream. And I shall give you something to read. I shall give you a wazifa, a wird that you must keep continuing throughout our journey across this stream. And you must say repeatedly, Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid. Hazrat Junaid Baghdadi gave him the wazifa of his own name. Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid. And this man said, okay, took his hand and he sat in his boat with a big hole in it, knowing that this is impossible for a boat to go across the stream. But nevertheless, he took his hand and he started this wazifa that his sheikh gave him. Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid. And then a thought arose in his head. And he thought, if I'm saying Ya Junaid, and this is happening, we're traveling across the river stream without my boat drowning and sinking, then how about I say Ya Allah? Now, of course, Allah is the master of Junaid, the creator of Junaid. Anything that Junaid possesses is from the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the man said, Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid, Ya Allah. And the second he said, Ya Allah, he dropped down into the stream. He began to drown. Hazrat Junaid said, did I not warn you that when we go across this stream to say Ya Junaid, Ya Junaid? But you did not listen. But because he was a wali Allah, Lajbal Parita, Tor de nahi, Jidi Ba par lende ne ho, Chor de nahi. So he gripped hold of his hand and he said, next time if I give you a wazifa, next time I give you guidance, do not try to go direct to Allah. Who gives you the audacity to go directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He has sent us also as walis, also as helpers for you? Then what was the reason of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going through all this effort of creating anbiya and rasul, of creating awliya and ulama, of creating thieves and of creating shuyukh? What was the reason? And Junaid said, be warned, if I ever give you guidance, make sure you follow that guidance wisely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gave us so many ulama, so many awliya that we can be proud of. No other religion can boast so many saints. No other religion can boast so many scholars. No other religion in the whole of mankind. And remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran many a times that the best way to gain my happiness and my love is first of all follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sunnah, and secondly seek guidance from those who are there to help you, from those who are there to guide you. And there has become a concept of, and before one of the speakers was saying that it has become so difficult to recognize who the ulama haqqa, who the ulama suwa, who the shuyukha, who the awliya. Everybody looks the same. Everybody looks the same, everybody acts the same, they read the same quotations from the verses of the Quran, they read the same ahadith from the ahadith kutub. Who is righteous and who is misleading? And they clarified the point that the most important thing, first of all, is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anyone who diverts your attention from the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam is misleading, first of all. Secondly, anyone who replaces a sunnah, and the ulama, inshallah, they'll definitely be understanding what I'm saying, so I'm not trying to escape this. The second thing is anybody who removes a sunnah and replaces a sunnah with something that they have thought of, something that they think is wise, is also misleading. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to stay strong and to act upon the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. I think I have 2 more minutes. And lastly, I would like to leave you with a quotation of Hazrat Shaykh Sadi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, who said everything is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.